Okay, so this is gonna be like a for real test of this lapel mic because my neighbor is mowing her yard. So I'm hoping that the microphone works. In case you're new here, my name is Kat. This is Katie Reads Books. I post bookish content once or twice a week, and I host live read-ins and write-ins on alternating Saturdays. Since my computer's being a dinosaur, I decided to go ahead and check it, and yeah, the little lapel mic is a lot louder here than it's going to be for you guys. I'm sorry about all the white noise too. I'm going to see if I can maybe move that down, but it might just be a product of being outside. I had a 1% chance of getting the duck.
Yes.
Because it's legendary. Okay. Roblox is weird, man. I'm glad you have a good time with it. So this is a tag by LadetteM. I will link her channel in the description box below. The first one, this is the Ride or Die book tag. She says, it is the book tag for those books you want an excuse to talk about, but haven't found a smooth way to bring it into the conversation. The BFF, a book that not everyone likes, but has been with you since the start. You'll always love them. Cirque de Freak. I feel like a lot of people got exposed to those books, or that story in general. I don't even know if a lot of people knew that they were books, but they got exposed to it from the movie. I don't know why they chose John C. Reilly to be, I think his name was Prickly, but it just I don't know. I read it when I was a kid, and it was pretty dark, and I felt like it was spoofed, and I was kind of pissed off about it. So I didn't even watch the movie. Maybe I shouldn't even be talking crap because I haven't seen it. But Cirque du Freak. I need to reread that series. Okay, anyway, let's see. The Long Drive. A book you take on a journey, or if you know you'll be spending a lot of time unable to move. Think plane, train, or automobile. Probably one of the Stormlight Archive books, to be honest, or maybe Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time, one of those big chunky ones where if I'm going to be just sitting for hours on end, then I can read it, and then I can knock out a big chunk of it. The Newcomer. The most recent book you've read that you can't stop talking about. Taking Hint, Danny Brown. And the Danny Brown, the Brown Sisters trilogy. I know that people are reading that book all over the place, but it's it can't be overstated how cool that book is. The Quiet One. The book you reach for when you need some peace and quiet. So, I don't know if it's necessarily the one that I would reach to whenever I need peace and quiet, because if I need peace and quiet, I'm honestly probably not reaching for a book. I've got 4 kids, and my house is very, really quiet, so I'm pretty much always reading while there's noise around. So if it's quiet, I sometimes actually just sit and listen to how quiet it is. But the name of this one reminds me of a book that I don't get to talk about enough. And so in the spirit of the book tag, I'm going to talk about that one instead. And it is Quiet. Let's see, The Power of Introverts in a World That Can't Stop Talking by Susan Cain is one of my favorite nonfiction books ever. That moment when your phone stops recording whenever you're in the middle of a video, that was nice. Thanks, bunch. But so, yeah, Quiet is one of my favorite nonfiction books ever because it talks about how just because you're not an extrovert doesn't mean that you don't have any power. You can be powerful as an introvert too. Being an introvert doesn't make you feeble and weak. It's just a personality trait, and that's all it is. The Outgoing One. The book you love to read in public or don't mind keeping with you for antisocial social occasions. What the Hellgate series by Josh Matthews. It's I feel like at least where I am, I live around a lot of people who would be uncomfortable with just the concept of the book in general, and the book covers express the concept of the book very well. And the concept of the book is that there has been a portal to hell opened up on Earth, kind of like Doom, except better because it's in a book and you can actually follow like character arcs. Around book 3, it starts to get a little bit weird because it gets into like some of the afterlife stuff, but I feel like you can't do that without, like, you can't not do that if you're going to talk about a portal from hell, between hell and earth. Like, that's normal, right? So yeah, that would be the one that I would like read in public if I wanted people to leave me alone. The guilty pleasure, the book you don't want to justify because it would be too embarrassing, but you love it nonetheless. This was one. This one I said. Listen, 50 Shades of Grey was not anything near like literary genius, but it was what it was, and it was smutty, and it was smutty. It was so dirty, like, and that was the premise of why I picked up the book, and there, like, I was not disappointed, and I'll say that, like, I read the second book, and then I didn't finish the trilogy because, like, after the first one, I just didn't see any point in going on. It just got, like, unnecessarily melodramatic after that. Still recording. But, yeah, I did enjoy that one. And I understand why it's problematic. I understand all the reasons why somebody wouldn't enjoy that book. Like I said, it's not any kind of, like, literary powerhouse. And I know that it was hyped. Maybe a lot of people came into it, like, expecting some super, like, profound novel or something. But I didn't. I went into it knowing I was going into a dirty book. And I came away from it having read a very dirty book. I guess I could probably say the same for Desperate Measures, although I don't have as much, like, embarrassment around Desperate Measures, because even though it is smutty and it deals with, like, some kinks that are not necessarily popular, it didn't get, I haven't seen nearly as much heat on Desperate Measures as I did on 50 Shades of Grey. So there's a little bit more, like, shame associated with the fact that I actually enjoyed book 1. The Stranger, the book no one seems to have heard of, and you wish everyone had read it so you could talk about it. Graceling by Kristen Kishore and Fire by Kristen Kishore. No one is talking enough about Kristen Kishore. No one is talking about what an amazing, fantastical book Graceling was. No one's talking about how awesome Fire was. I don't know if, like, it was talked about at one point in the booktubeverse, and, like, it's just not being talked about anymore, but you shouldn't stop talking about Kristen Kishore because she does just beautiful work. Graceling was a book that I got to the end of, and I almost decided to just listen to it again instead of moving on to another book because it was so good. And it has a fully casted audiobook that's available, so you should check that out because it's so well done. The book was better. The book no one seems to... Hey, buddy. Did you have a good nap? Did you get a drink of water?
White one.
Why do we need a white car?
Yeah. Well, you don't mind?
Yes. Welcome.
When Daddy takes you a call.
Oh, okay. Alright, where was I? I was on... Let's see, I did The Stranger. So, the book was better. A book you loved, but the film adaptation was awful. Ready Player One, Fight Me, changed my mind. So, I loved the book for Ready Player One, and then the movie was just, like, I was so disappointed with the movie. Steven Spielberg produced it. There was no reason for it to not be absolutely epic, and there were so many copyrights that could have been gotten for that movie, and they weren't. And, like, Will Wheaton was still there as the vice president of the movie, and he narrated the book, so, maybe there's some merit to it that I'm just not seeing. I know that my husband argues that the movie was doing for modern culture what the book was doing for 80s culture, but I just, like, I was so disappointed with the movie. It was so bad, and the book was so good, and that's all. The author. An author, you'll read everything they'll ever produce. You trust them completely, whether it's a hardback series of 15 novels or a shopping list. So, Talia Hibbert is definitely on that list. Brandon Sanderson is definitely on that list. I will read everything that Derek Bourne produces. I know that with his Ultimate Agent series, which I still need to finish the third book of, it was like, there were some ups and downs, but like, it was a good 3-star overall. But I will still read everything that he puts out. I'm excited to see how Dino Rift goes. I think that he has a very creative mind, and his books are always fun to read. What do you need? I'm not going to worry about the pumpkins right now. Right now I'm trying to record. Are you going to keep looking around with the binoculars? Kristen Kishore is on that list. I guess Darren Shan is technically on that list too, because I liked Circuit to Freak so much that I bought like one of his middle grades. So there's that. Like, I guess Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett are probably on there. Terry Pratchett is obviously no longer with us, but I feel like he and Neil Gaiman are authors that I could read pretty much anything by and enjoy it. Although I feel like that one's not, it's not like in the spirit of the tag, is it? Because, like, everybody reads Neil Gaiman. And everybody reads Terry Pratchett. Yes, baby.
You're gonna be so surprised.
I'm gonna be surprised.
Yeah. I need to go to the party.
Okay. Hey.
Hi. I guess she can't hear us.
Well, it's okay. Are you gonna go use the potty? So T.L. Branson and Zen Cho are two authors that I feel like are very close to being on that list. I haven't finished Zen Cho's book that I'm reading for November, but I am really enjoying her imagination and just the way that she is handling her prose and the story setup. So I could see myself reading like most of the stuff that she puts out. T.L. Branson wrote the Soulstone series, and he's only 2 books in, and if he had already put out the 3rd book, then I might trust him a little more. But okay, phone. Work with me here. We're almost done. We're literally on the last question. Oh, shut. Okay, so I was saying that T.L. Branson would almost make it on that list, but he has not put out book 3 of his Soulstone series, and that, like, if he had already put that out, I might trust him a little bit more, but we haven't gotten there yet, and I don't like to, like, I'm not about rushing authors through their books or anything, but I need the next one in that series. It's such a good book, and he's such a talented writer, but I feel like his series is, like, stalling out, and it makes me afraid that he's just, like, gonna end up not finishing it, and I hate that, because it's such a cool story. Okay, come on, we can do this now. Alright, so we've gone through authors. Now, the tubers. Pick 3 YouTubers, tag them, and let them know they're your ride or die. So, I definitely need to tag Casey over at Casey's book for this, because her and I have been working together a lot recently, and we're on this booktube journey together, and I feel like she is a very special person in my universe because of that. And then another booktuber who has been super important to me as personally would be Sarah over at Septima Snape, because she's been so positive and loving and supportive of the fact that I have a channel. 2 booktubers who I will watch, like, it once their video goes up, like, I watch it within 24 hours because I just love their content so much, would be Ashley over at the Bookish Realm and Noria at Chronicles of Noria. I know that Ashley and Noria are probably not going to have the time to do this book tag. Noria in particular, because she lives in Nigeria, so she is protesting SARS right now. I will link everyone's channel down in the description box below. If you've made it to this point in the video, thank you so much. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to ring the bell so that you get notifications every time I post a new video. I go live on Saturdays. All of my social media and my other shenanigans will also be in the description box, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye. That moment when your phone stops recording whenever you're in the middle of a video, that was nice. Thanks, bunch. Go use the potty, please. So, I have two booktubers who, well, one booktuber who I feel like I work with. Shit. Okay. So you need 5 legendary ducks to have 1 evolved legendary duck.
Yes.
Okay. Roblox is weird, man.